Welcome to the Bard of All Trades podcast. I'm your host, Brad the Bard, and today I have the lovely Princess Peach with me, joining me on the show. And before we begin, I just want to shout out to the sponsors out there. BNB Media, if you guys are interested in having your events filmed or live streamed, hit up BNB Media, link in the description. Also, hit up Saga Jiujitsu or Valley Jiu-Jitsu, both in respectively Hatboro, Pennsylvania and Allentown, Pennsylvania. If you want 1 week free of learning how to beat people up, go check that out, and we'll teach you how to choke people. And then finally, giant shout out to adarklegacy.net. If you guys like sci-fi, horror, and creative writing, check out that website. There's some incredible content there. Finally, Patreon. Go subscribe to my Patreon, guys. Sam and Chris are my two supporters for this month. Thank you guys very much. Welcome to the show.
That was very good.
Thank you.
You're good at that.
Yeah, the first time I had to do that mouthful, it did not go well.
Wow.
I've been sharpening that axe. So tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the OnlyFans thing. This kind of started in the last, not even decade, right? Like OnlyFans is young.
I have been on OnlyFans for a little over a year. I started in December of, I think, 2020. So like a year and a month ago or something. A year and 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of just came up. OnlyFans, I got in it at the right time.
Yeah.
Because
you think it's oversaturated now?
It's oversaturated now. There's a lot of traffic on there with other creators trying to get on there, but I got in at the right time.
Yeah.
So I just I needed money.
Yeah.
And I also, a lot of people were telling me like, oh, you would be great on OnlyFans. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So, I'm sorry.
No, you can swear.
So I did
say
it.
whatever the fuck you want, baby.
Yeah.
That's what the show's all about.
It was just kind of like on a whim. And I did it, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah,
that I started
looks like it worked out.
There's
I got Peter. Peter's in the house today.
He's just gonna want love the whole time.
That's good because I'm full of love to give him.
Shout out to Peter.
Shout out to Pete.
That's my baby.
Yo, where'd you get Pete? Tell me a little bit about Pete.
I got him. Sorry, yeah, you're gonna be full of cat hair.
That's all good.
I got him at a rescue like a few months ago. He's an angel. He was he's Street Pete. Look at him. He's an angel. I like it. Yeah, he's an angel.
That's good. Oh, man, he's doing some licks down there. All right, good stuff. Well, welcome, Pete, to the show. Guys, also, there's a live Q&A going on, so if you have any questions for Peach, let us know. And, yeah, he's a very handsome cat, I agree, to our moderator, Vedinian, out there. Awesome stuff. Curious about another thing. So can you tell me a little bit about, what is your content specifically kind of, geared toward?
So I make mostly the videos that I make are all mostly solo videos. Okay. And I like to do a lot of role play and cosplay.
Nice.
And
good
yeah,
stuff.
It's funny because I film everything on my own on my iPhone. My friend sometimes films. She was just here.
Your manager.
And my little manager. And we just really get into the ideas. So we've done Dorothy, Wizard of Oz,
nice.
Out in her yard. We like to do a little whimsical with a little storyline. We did a one of my favorite videos was we called it, what did we call it? The Bear Peach Project, the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
So we do stuff like that, and then I do a lot of just solo, me, just my own kind of content. But it's really fun. It's just really
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you like doing stuff outdoors then?
Outdoorsy, yeah. And then a lot of role play.
Yeah.
A lot of role play type of stuff.
Do you think your fan base is really attracted to the cosplay side of things? Where do you think a lot of your fans came from?
I think a lot of my fans like that I'm, let's just put a single MILF. So they know I'm single. They know that I'm this is, and I'm also fun and outgoing and not impulsive, spontaneous. So you don't know what you're going to get. I keep it fresh and new. And yeah, I think that's why they like it. They know that I film it on my iPhone. They know that I'm I have this other life going on. And this is my little...
Yeah, your
fantasy from my getaway from reality is my OnlyFans page.
For sure.
Where I can have fun and be free and
be
creative. And
it seems really cool that you can find a creative outlet because I'm an artist in many facets myself. Mm-hmm. I'm even a martial artist, right? I love being creative with the way I choke people in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool to see how people come up with different ways to creatively, express themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that this is a really good outlet for you in that capacity? I feel one thing people, like a lot of girls that maybe are kind of curious about it, but maybe a little nervous is they're scared to put themselves out there. Like,
that
how
is
did you
a
overcome that?
terrifying thought at first. But like, I have always been a very sexual person, but I was afraid of that for a long time. I was raised Catholic. I was raised like very strict. And so that was like shamed.
Yeah.
And so I was afraid of that. But then once I started doing OnlyFans and I started getting into it, I was like, there's nothing, it's fun. It's creative. There's nothing wrong with being sexual. There's nothing wrong with like having fun with it and taking charge. And the good thing about OnlyFans is I make the decisions. Yeah. There's no pimp.
Yeah, right?
There's I'm the one in charge of what I put out, my content, what I want to put out. I'm in charge. I'm like, I am the one who's doing it. And it's fun. It's like, you have to have fun with it. If you're doing it, because when I started it, I did it because I needed money, but also because I enjoy it. And I think if you're not enjoying it, it's not the thing for you. If you're not comfortable with showing your body, it's not the thing for you. So like, you have to be comfortable with it. And
that makes a lot of sense. And to your point, like something that I remember reading about a while back was that in a lot of porn, you don't really realize how much there's like exploitation going on. Like you can't tell sometimes when someone in like a video you're watching is actually like a sexually like trafficked person
and
or
that's
something
really
like that, you know?
Terrifying. And that's the thing about porn. That's why I like OnlyFans, and the girls have control of their page.
That makes
you go
a lot
onto
of sense.
Pornhub, you don't know. And you don't know how much that girl is getting paid, and you don't know how much she like you know, but I like this because it's like, it's all just me. It's all what I want to do. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. And you're in control. And that's what I like.
Yeah,
nobody
you can
else
pull the plug anytime.
Yep, anytime. Yeah.
That's awesome stuff. So I'm curious about, I know OnlyFans, like maybe it was like earlier last year or like in the middle of the year, they were saying like they were going to stop like pornographic content on their platform.
Terrified.
And then like they got
bricks.
like,
I was so scared. I was like, what the fuck am I going to do now?
Yeah.
I was so scared, but there's so many other platforms out there.
Yeah.
That,
like what are some alternatives?
So there's Fansly. Well, I have Fansly. There's Loyal Fans. There's like tons and tons, but OnlyFans is the top one that everyone knows about.
Is it the original one?
I think it is. I mean, there might be other ones before that just never.
But this is the first one to pop.
Took off. Yeah. And I think they realized like, oh shit, like OnlyFans would have lost so much money if they did that. If they just kicked us to the curb and like would have been really messed up.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's what the platform is known for. So by getting rid of that, you're dooming your stock like holders.
You're not like, nobody goes to OnlyFans to watch somebody like crocheting or something. Like you know what OnlyFans is for. That's why we're here. And I think they knew they were gonna lose. So. Yeah.
What are some interesting things on OnlyFans that you've seen like other creators do? Maybe not even sexual stuff. Like, is there anything where people like do like injure, like the self-harm stuff? Like, I've seen like some crazy stuff on the internet before. I
have never seen that. So that
if there's anything like that.
I've seen that on what's that one like that website where you kind of flip through live feeds.
Oh, Omegle?
Like, I've seen that on Omegle. I have not seen that on OnlyFans, but I also just follow creators who are kind of similar to me, and I like stick in
you want to know like, yo, what's she doing? How do I make sure I stay on top kind of thing?
And we like, you know, there's cool creators on there that you collab with, and you can talk, and you can, you know, they'll buy your content to kind of see what you're doing, and you buy their you know, but I have never seen any like self-harm. I don't know about that on there.
I know like on the dark net, you can find stuff there.
I'm sure there's fucked up things on OnlyFans. I'm sure there is.
Yeah, that's why I was curious.
We've had, you know, you get some creepy things on there and you just report it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Do you think the community on OnlyFans is really healthy? Like, how do people treat you as a person, like instead of like as an object? Like, I'm sure you have a mixture of both.
And I get a lot of other female creators who like will ask me about this, like, how do you deal with this person who wants to do meetups? So meetups is a thing where people, you know, and I'm totally everything I do is virtual.
For sure.
Totally virtual. You know, I'm not meeting you in person, but that's a thing that comes up a lot. And you just have to be really blunt and set those boundaries and be really, if you're not comfortable with telling people how it is, this isn't the field for you. You gotta be, I'm totally like no, I will not meet you. No, I'm not okay with that. If they have requests that are just like way too, I'm not comfortable with, you just say it. You just have to have that backbone to be like, this is what I'm comfortable doing. Definitely. This is what I'm not comfortable doing. And I'd have no problem.
It's a lot easier to like close a laptop too than say no to someone in person. I feel like that's where like people get trapped in like some of these porn situations
and then
too.
People who are like really like, I see a lot of girls on there who are just, they desperately need money, and so then they get really like, oh, I need to do these things, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. No, like there's no amount of money, you have your limits. When those, if somebody oversteps that, it doesn't matter what they offer you, you say no. And that's what I do.
Definitely. I mean, it makes sense. Checks out. Great advice too. I've spoken with someone else that does OnlyFans before, not on the show, but just in person. Like we were having a beer, and she told me that something that her fans request is that she sends her panties to them.
Yes.
Have you ever had that all the time?
And I do raffles where I'll raffle off my panties, and then I'll make like a video. Like,
that's funny.
With them and send that. There's many people out there with my panties. That's totally fine. I'm okay with that.
Those are some expensive panties, I'm sure.
Expensive panties.
That's awesome. So I'm interested to know, like, it's funny how you have a lot of these platforms, YouTube included, or Twitch is like a really bad one, right? Because there was at a time in the beginning of like Twitch, you had like these chick gamers that would, show their boobs for tips and stuff like that. And then Twitch made this rule that no one can take their shirt off at all. And like as a gamer, dude, like sometimes I like to game with my shirt off. So it like really hurt me because I'm like, it's like, come on, man. I
kind of understand the Twitch thing though. Twitch is for gaming. That's what it was for.
And there's a lot of kids on the platform too.
I understand why Twitch did that. I want to start Twitch because I love gaming. But I get that. So what was your question?
Oh, I was saying like, I'm curious, like what are your, well, you kind of answered it. Like you understand why Twitch does it. I think there are other like adult streaming platforms. I think I've heard of one called Plex Storm. Have you ever heard of that one?
I never
that one, I think they're cool. You're showing your boobs and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I show everything.
But
like there's certain platforms where it's just, that's a time and a place. Like there's,
of course,
like Twitch isn't for that. That's not what that's for.
So sorry about that, guys. I did not plug the laptop in, and that caused a big halt in the stream there for a few moments. I will edit this together to make one full video. Sorry, Peach.
That's okay.
If you had questions, the whole thing's gone, so I need to see those questions in the feed again. If you have curiosity again, let me know. I used to do the podcast in a bus, and I had like a setup where like I plugged 3 things in and it's good. And now I'm kind of getting used to everything, and it's kind of stressful.
It's all good.
I'm working through this stuff. But yeah, so I think where we left off, we were talking about like some other platforms and things like this, and I'm curious to know like maybe what inspired like your creative vision for how you go about like doing your channel specifically. Like, did you see someone else's OnlyFans first before you were like, this is for me? No,
actually, no. I never watched anybody's OnlyFans before I started mine. Literally, it was me and my friend, the one you saw, and we started it. We just started filming. And I think I'm just a very, like I said, spontaneous person, and she helps me a lot. We just got creative, and we just kind of came up with the character, which is really me. Because I am who I am on there, and we just kind of started doing our own thing. I feel like it's authentic. Yeah,
I like it. I like that. Do you have any opinions on like some content out there that you're not like a big fan of, like how they're doing things? Like, do you have any like ethical?
I don't judge anybody for anything as long as it's age appropriate, and you know what I mean. Like,
of course,
but no, I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, as long as it's consensual, and whatever. I like to do things my way, and I have fun doing it. I think if it was not fun, I wouldn't be doing it. Like, that's just my thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's a fair take for that as well. Thanks everybody for coming back here. My bad. So another question I'm kind of curious about is, you said you do like a lot of things solo. So how do you get people involved if you're doing like a guest like video or something like that? Like, how does that work? Like, you know what I mean? Like I haven't seen your content.
So we call it boy girl. Are you asking about that? Like, so I rarely, Peter.
Oh man,
Let me do
he's
this.
going after
He
it.
wants to look out the window.
Yeah.
So I don't really have much boy girl just because I'm really specific. I'm also very monogamous. So like if I do hook up with somebody, it's not for OnlyFans, and then so it's like mostly solo. But if I do, like I was dating somebody and he was in a lot of my videos. And that's just kind of like a raw thing. It's like kind of separate from what I normally do. It's just like a raw, like, going at it type of thing.
I feel that. I feel that.
Does that make any sense?
100% does.
Okay.
I'm curious, so how, you don't have to go into like great detail, but I'm curious how, like having a relationship while doing this sort of work, like how does the dynamic work for you?
So
like, what's your experience with that?
Yeah, having relationships and doing this, it just has to be with somebody who is not jealous and who understands that this is just what I do. And like I said, I'm monogamous. So if I'm with somebody, I'm with that person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I enjoy doing this, and I'm not going to just like not do it.
Yeah.
And I would love like whoever I'm with to incorporate it, at times. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If they're comfortable with it, then that works for us.
I feel like I've heard stories of like maybe on Reddit or something I've read where a girl like is doing OnlyFans and she is kind of hiding it from her boyfriend. She's asking for advice like, oh, how do I like keep doing this, but I have a boyfriend? Like, what's your opinion on like being transparent with this?
I am an open book, and I'm a very blunt person, and I will say, like if I say I'm going on a date with somebody, I do OnlyFans. That's what I do for a living. That's my job. It's mostly solo. If I'm gonna have boy girl content, it's gonna be who I'm dating.
Yeah.
And I'm just open. Like, and if the person's like, that's not cool with me, then cool, bye. Like, I don't care about that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's not worth your mental like energy to do that. To try to beat a dead horse.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who are like, oh, like I was dating a girl who did OnlyFans. She was like cheating on me and stuff to get like content. And that's not me, because I do well with my solo content. I don't need a male partner to make content. Like I can do it on my own. Yeah, I'm good enough by myself.
Yeah. Nice. That's good stuff. So I'm curious, what are some things you'd like to do that you haven't done yet, like on your platform?
So yeah, I would like to incorporate more like boy girl or girl. I don't have any girl, so I would like that a lot.
Do you think that would give you more like of a fan base? Do you think more people would get them? Yeah,
and
that's
I've
very
been
popular.
Looking,
Yeah,
I've been on the hunt. So that is something I would definitely like. Not all the time. I really like doing like solo, but I would like to incorporate more like at least girl.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, and maybe different like places, like traveling and doing places, other like doing films in other places.
Yeah, showing your boobs at the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah,
something.
that would be cool.
That sounds fun to me.
I gotta get my passport.
Yeah, for sure. So this guy asks, have you ever been recognized in public?
I have. He knows that.
Oh,
I was at a gas station and there's actually twice. So I was at a gas station. I heard Peach, and I was like, "Oh no! I don't have my makeup on. I'm in my hoodie." I'm like, and they were really cool. They were really nice. And then I was at an amusement park once, and somebody was like, "Hey, I saw you at this amusement park," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, pretty.
I mean, I think it's kind of cool. I mean, it's a little sketchy because I'm a girl, and like but
you're a very unique kind of celebrity.
Yeah,
right?
It's not like it's just a like I'm not a pop star.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get a gun. I don't
know.
No, I'm kidding.
I could recommend some stuff. I've had some cool people on the show that have some strong recommendations on the Glock platform. Yeah, that's good stuff. So what's your opinion on like keeping your like private life kind of separate from this? Because it seems like you're very oriented in keeping it virtual. And I think like if I knew somebody that wanted to do this, I think I would recommend that. I don't trust people like to, in person.
And it's I'm a very big homebody. So I keep it very separate. Like the life I live outside of OnlyFans is so different from the life I live on OnlyFans, if that makes any sense.
Definitely.
So I like to keep it private. I am a single mom. So like my privacy and where I live and where like, I mean, I never tell them like my full name or like my, like identifying information,
Of course.
So I just try to keep it as separate as I can, but you're on the internet, people know how to find things, but
you have a dedicated individual.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice for other girls who are like doing this platform that want to kind of keep themselves safe and like keep their privacy like in mind? Like how can you give
OnlyFans
advice
is
on
really
that?
good with that.
Really?
Yeah. Like I feel like it's really good. I would just, pick a name that's not your name.
Of course.
Don't put out your personal, social medias. Don't put out like your location, anything like that. I know a lot of girls like to use Snapchat to communicate.
Yeah.
Like make sure your location's not on. Just, I don't know. You
Yeah.
don't really need to talk about where you're at,
Yeah.
so.
For sure. Man, Pete's a lover.
He is a lover. He's just like, pet me.
More attention. Oh man. So it looks like we have a question. So there's like 20 people with the same username, like similar username to you. Why are you such a popular username?
Mine was the first one.
Oh damn.
So
got a bunch of copycats out there.
honestly, I mean, there's a lot of peaches and stuff like that because peach butt, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with like Super Mario,
yeah.
and I've always been like a. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No,
You can
it's
just
okay.
Push him down if you want. Otherwise, he's just gonna love on you. I've been like super. I love Nintendo and old school video games, and
Yeah.
Princess Peach has always been like my thing. So for me, it was a no-brainer. It wasn't like I just pulled it out of a hat.
Yeah.
And then I saw a lot of other girls start using that name, but I had changed it once to like Beverly Hills. I think I switched it to, and I was like, no, like it's Princess Peach.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have like a favorite thing to cosplay? I imagine it's Peach, but like, what are like your top
I've
three?
never actually done Peach, but I did. My uncle has a 3D printer. He just made me a Peach crown, so we're like working on that.
Oh, nice.
But I've done, like I said, Dorothy. I've done Snow White. I just did like Star Watch. I don't know if you know that video game.
No.
So that was my most recent one. It's like this, like, I don't know, apocalyptic girl with like a gun and like whatever.
Yeah, no, I dig it.
I've done a lot of cosplay.
Yeah.
Dressed up as a cat. I dressed up as a cow. I just
A cow? That's
Yeah.
awesome. So, do you get the ideas from your fans?
You just kind of sometimes, and I'll have like an Amazon. Oh,
That's
Peter.
a no-no.
Bad boy. I have a Amazon wish list on my page that my fans can go on and click on, and they can see my outfits that I want, and then they can buy it
nice.
for me. So I put a lot of that on there, and they'll buy it for me. No.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then me and my friend, we'll call her Janice. That's her name on OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
She helps me. We just come up with ideas a lot together, and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Janice was here
Janice.
earlier.
Yeah,
Am I able to
yeah.
Put that together. All right, cool. That's cool. So April Fools, you can cosplay Princess Daisy. That's funny.
Yeah, Princess Daisy.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I just did a nun one where
really?
I'm Sister Peach, and it's actually a choose your own adventure. So they got to choose. So we
Oh,
filmed like a
that's
first part,
funny.
and then we're like, okay, vote on what happens next to Sister Peach, and then it was like Father Mario, and then Sister
Yeah.
Daisy, and
Yeah.
we used all the Mario.
That's
people.
funny. That's funny as hell. Oh man, yeah. Pete wants that blanket. Man, Pete's out of control. He's
Yeah,
over
he
there.
is out of control.
Good stuff though. So can we talk a little bit about your channel specifically? So for anyone out there, she has a deal that's in the description that you guys can get after.
It's 55% off, so it's $4.50 for your first month for my premium page. And my premium page is where I post daily. I'm always on there. I post what I'm doing. It's not just sex all the time. It's like what I'm doing today and like what's going on with my day. We have a really personal connection. You can DM me and we'll all talk back and we'll have a connection. My free page, I just post my content for sale. That's it. Like I'm not really in DMs on my free page. But if you just want to buy content, you can go onto my free page. If you want a more personal connection with me, then you go to my premium page. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
It checks out. That's pretty cool stuff. Is there anything that like OnlyFans offers that like another platform, like you said you do another one,
Fansly and loyal
Fansly.
fans.
So like what's kind of the difference? I'm curious about.
There's the traffic, the
Yeah.
popularity of OnlyFans. There's just some more people know about it, and like that's the first site that I started, so it's kind of the one that I stick with because I have the biggest fan base on there.
Yeah.
And just more people know about it. The other ones, it's like you just put it on there in case people don't, people.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. They can find
get
you
it.
on Fansly if they want. Like they can find my content on there, but yeah, I don't know. OnlyFans is just the OG. I feel like
The OG.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like this guy.
He's a good boy.
Yeah. So do you have like do you ever try to reach out to other like content creators on OnlyFans and do collaborations? I know in YouTube that's a big thing. Like I always try to find people that like my biggest episodes are YouTubers, which makes sense, you know.
You can do like live streams where you can collab, so then there's two screens so that they can see both girls at the same time. I've never done that yet, but I have thought about it. I'm just like, I'm very sporadic with my live streams. It's kind of like if I have time, when I have time. But I see a lot of girls do that. And I have collabed with other girls where we talk and we like share ideas and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you know, eventually I think I'll probably do that. I have a couple creators in mind that we've been talking about doing collabs like that with.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can you give like a little spoiler, like a little bit of like an idea you have with someone else?
So there was one girl and we were thinking about, we have a lot of the same outfits. So I follow her, hers where she wears.
She does cosplay.
Yeah. And we very similar pages. Mm-hmm. So we have talked about doing a live video together wearing the same outfits, but I don't want to put anything out there until we have something set.
I got you. Yeah. Okay. So we can expect some
she's very
cool
cute.
Cosplay
Yeah. It would be like a cosplay live stream with two of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think is like the best OnlyFans like model out there? Like, do you have? Yeah, you. All right, fair enough.
Just kidding.
Too easy.
Just kidding. I don't know. I mean, I have like a mentor. Her name is Julia.
Okay.
And she helped me the most. So she's really high up there. So
that's cool.
But she's helped me a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of look at other girls and see what they're doing, and I'm like, I try not to like copy. But it's okay. Like I see girls copy me sometimes too, and I'm like, it's okay. You know, it's as long as you're like supporting each other, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do they say? Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Yeah, so you'll take that.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right.
So, can I ask you if you have any stories of like the best and worst things like that have happened like since you've had this going on?
The best and worst things. I'd say the best thing has just been like the people I've met and the fact that this can be my full-time job. Like what? Like I can be my own boss. Like, are you kidding me? The worst thing I think would just be the amount of like time that you have to put into it. And like, I don't know. I really enjoy it. So I don't know what the worst thing is yet.
Have you had anyone like troll you at all on there?
I've had like not troll me, but I get people who are like get pissed off, like they want things for free, and I'm like, no, this isn't like, you have to pay for this, and then they'll be like, F you, bitch. Like, okay, bye, block.
Too fast.
But I'm okay with that. You have to have a really thick skin
for this.
If you don't have a thick skin, do not do this, like at all. Like you have to be able to, like, people say mean things to you and you just be like, whatever, just block, like, and it not affect your day, and it not affect like, this is the kind of thing that people will be mean, but who cares?
Yeah,
because I get way more compliments than I get
like
for
sure.
negativity, and
I think that's a huge thing in any kind of like creation thing, like especially with my music. Like I remember when I first started playing music, like I go to open mics and I sucked, you know what I mean? I was a terrible singer and guitarist, but over time you start to learn like whose word out there is worth taking the criticism from. Exactly. So you want to listen to people you respect, you know, and if you know, if it's someone else, they're out there to hurt you.
I have a lot of really loyal fans, and they will always be honest with me. And like, if I'm doing something, like, and I'll even ask them, should I do this video? Should I do that? Should I, you know, and they help me out a lot. Like, my fans are really loyal, and they help me a lot. I really don't get too much negativity right now, but if I do, I just shut it down. And yeah, you got to know who to listen to, and you got to believe in yourself too, and be okay with what you're putting out there. And
for sure,
like, this is not something that just anybody can do. It's a very vulnerable thing to be doing, and you have to be okay with showing yourself and doing these things.
You have to be strong to do it.
You have to be strong, and it's like, I like it. I enjoy it.
Strong. Cool. So, you have an awesome singing voice too? Oh, we're gonna have to put together a music video.
Way.
No?
Yeah, we can do a music video one day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I'm holding a pinky swear.
Pinky swear. We'll do that.
Awesome. That's really cool. That's awesome. So we got some. It doesn't look like there's any specific. Oh wait, we do have a question. So apologize if I missed some things. How long did it take you to get successful, and what content sells the most?
I would say that it took off immediately. I did not expect it to take off. I was working a full-time job, and I was like, I just needed some extra money, and I did it, and it just worked for me. I don't know what it is. Like, maybe just the fact that I am so spontaneous and I am so like open and free and like not
you
shy.
Type in hot blonde, you're the first one to come up. The algorithm was kind to you.
It was really easy, but it's not that easy for everybody. So I don't like to say that because it's like, oh, okay, well then I'm gonna start OnlyFans. It's just gonna take off. But like it just did. But I the content that sells the most would probably be my role play videos.
Yeah.
And my live.
That's good. So like the live stuff is pretty good.
Live streams and my role plays.
So people like can buy into those and then they can tip you, I imagine, like as well.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah. That's really cool. Oh my god.
And I'll probably be going live tomorrow. I have a lint roller. You're gonna be covered.
We're good. Yeah, we'll just address it later.
He loves you.
Yeah.
Peter.
Yo, I'm gonna have to come visit this guy again. That's really cool. So I'm curious, can I run some like Tinder pickup lines on you and you can rate them, like if they would work or not? So it's like, all right, I gotta put Peter down for this, so I can like get into character. It's like, damn girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. No, that's not a good one.
I'd be like, pass.
How about you ever hear the one where it's like, do you like tapes and CDs?
No.
It's like, well, if they say yeah, you can say something, or even if they say no, you can say something to the effect of like, all right, because I'm gonna tape my dick to your forehead so you can see these nuts.
No, don't ever say that to somebody on Tinder ever.
All right. How about girl, you thicker than a Snicker?
That's like so no. You gotta work on these pickup lines. Like
these aren't mine. These are just like some like crowd favorites. I'm trying to think. You want to know the worst one I've ever heard was like, hey girl, you from Mississippi? And then you can say something.
No.
No, you're not from Mississippi because you're the only miss whose piss I'd sippy.
Oh,
so terrible. It's so terrible. You get up in the camera. Oh man. Yeah. So those are just some pickup lines I thought I'd throw out there.
I'm like weird about pickup lines. It has to be so just like outrageously funny and like different.
Yeah. So it can't be generic. Yeah.
No.
Just immediately like, nope, unmatched.
But what I get the most is just the fire and the hard eyes. I'm like,
oh, for sure. So you have used Tinder. Tell me a little bit about like your experience on Tinder. Like, do you say that you're an OnlyFans model?
So I put my OnlyFans Instagram on my Tinder, and so like they can. But I have also used it for dating. So I use it for both. Kind of. It's like if I swipe on you, I'm actually swiping on you because I want to like date you, maybe like talk to you at least.
Yeah, you've made the cut.
But I also put my stuff, and then like at the bottom, it's like, all right, this is my Instagram. Yeah. But I've never had too much luck on Tinder. Clearly, I'm still single, so I'm very picky.
Yeah, I mean, I think it checks out, right? Like we need to know what we want in life, and it's
exactly.
Too short.
I'm super picky.
Yeah. So I'm curious, like, this is like an interesting thing I heard. So like, how long do you think the average like American lives?
Probably till like 80 years.
Yeah, like 80.
Like somewhere around 80.
It's like
80,
late
90.
70s,
yes,
right?
Late 70s.
Yeah. So if you take the math on that and break that into days, do you know how many days that is?
No.
It's like about 27,000
days that we have to live.
Yeah. Isn't that fucked up to hear that?
That is fucked up. Why'd you just tell me that? Now I'm going to think of that all.
Well,
how many more days left do I have?
Right. So it's what like kind of one of the reasons I bring that up is because it makes you think to yourself, how worthy are the days that I'm spending, right? So if you're spending shitty days with shitty people, like it's like I just wasted one of my 27,000 days. You know what I mean? So I totally resonate with you being picky. You need to know what you want in life.
Yeah. My thing is I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy now, and if somebody's going to come into my life, they better add more happiness, because if you're taking from it, you're out. Like I can be alone. I'm okay with that. Like,
I have it figured out.
That's like you have to be happy on your own before you can be happy with anyone else.
Yeah, I think a big thing for me in my personal relationship journey is if the person doesn't amplify my strengths or complement my weaknesses, then it's not it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of relationships to learn that sort of thing. Do you have ideas for how you would go about like another relationship that you would have like long term, like while you're doing the OnlyFans like full time?
Maybe I have commitment issues. I'm not sure.
I mean, it's you know, it's definitely
it's scary to
it's
think
a
about.
new world, right? It's a brave new world.
I was in a relationship for 10 years when my son
there you
started, and
go.
so now I'm just kind of like, I really enjoy that I'm like independent and kind of free. So if somebody came into my life, it's like they really better be okay with my spontaneity.
Yeah, you got it.
And,
second try.
You know, like like you said, we have to complement each other. You have to be okay with space. I need space, and then I need attention. There's a lot. Like, it's just you'll know. I feel like I'll just know when it's the right person and the right time, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm cool. Like,
you got to figure it out. You're making bank on the side either way. So if someone starts an OnlyFans now, do you think they would take a lot more time to grow?
Yes, because there's so many girls on there now.
It's like oversaturated.
It's oversaturated. It would take a while to grow because there's just so many new girls constantly.
I bet.
But like I said, I got in at the right time. So I have my fans that have been there from the very beginning.
You have the OGs.
And they're not going anywhere. They're
happy.
Yeah, they're happy with me. So
do you think the cosplay content is the best stuff? Like what gets the biggest like attention, do you think, on OnlyFans?
Couples do really well.
Couples
do really well on there.
Couples that cosplay probably.
Maybe, really and are good with like role play and like you got to be into some really kinky stuff. You got like I like kinky stuff. So like I think that's what they like. It's not just like regular cosplay. It's like I'll do pretty much anything. But and like boy girl stuff like that does really well. But if you're into solo, then you got to have a niche. You got to have a thing that you do. It can't just be you just hopping around.
Like, look at my boobs.
You gotta add something to it.
For sure.
But also OnlyFans, I think, is like you can go into Pornhub and watch something for free and get off and like whatever. But here you can actually DM the girl. You can talk to her. You can see what she's doing in her life.
Specific.
You can have kind of a relationship with her. And like I have a relationship with my fans, so it's like it's more than just that. You have to be able to have the personality and put in the time, the effort into getting to know your fans and getting to like build that relationship with them beyond just the content that you put out.
Yeah.
You can make the content, but if you're not building that relationship with them and showing them who you actually are and like your quirks and your, like they're not going to want to just continue to support you. They can go and find
they
that
don't want
for
a
free.
robot. Yeah. Exactly.
I think it makes it more personal and
Do you think that interpersonal connection that you build with your fans keeps them around more, or do you think it's just the quality of your content?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think that the fact that I put in the effort, like right now I'm doing a bachelorette. So they paid to join my bachelorette, and then every week there's an elimination, and then the one who wins at the end is going to get like a pussy mold and like a year subscription and stuff like that. And it's like doing those little things, and then we talk, we have more time, one-on-one time talking and getting to know each other. Like that stuff is what keeps them around and makes them happy, makes them feel heard, and like give them attention, because that's all everybody really wants, is like to have that connection. And if you just don't have that connection, it's kind of just jerk off and get off the internet.
For real. I'm curious, like, so I think it's obvious that selling sex has been a thing in the human race, like you know what I mean? Like incredibly long ago, right? And it's still obviously like developing and evolving in the modern internet age that we're in. What do you think about people who have like a stigma against it, even though it's obviously something everyone does?
I get it. I get their stigma. Like I said, I was raised like super Catholic, so my parents, who know that I do this, they were like terrified at first. But it's like that stigma is there, and I get why people are like, you shouldn't be doing this, or it's like bad or whatever, and like porn addictions and stuff like that. So I get it. There has to be a balance of it, like I also don't care what anybody else thinks. Like, I really don't, because I'm in control of it. I'm not being exploited. I'm not, I'm in control of my own thing. I think there's a fine line. You just have to know who's being exploited and who's not. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. It's like,
I get it though. Like I think you pretty much hit it on the nose. Like as long as the people around you understand, I think is what it comes down
and
to.
I think
because even with like me doing like, I've done like some like flirting with MMA stuff, and my mom's always like, "Oh my God, you're gonna get like killed!" Like it's like crazy. Like even and I did the military and everything, and it's all about I as a practitioner of the thing, you can see from the inside what the risks are better than someone from the outside who just sees highlight reels of the worst shit.
You have to have a really good support system on the outside, which I have. You know, I'm not a vulnerable person. Like I'm a very strong-minded person. I have a really good support system. So I have my family and my friends who know that I do this, and they're very supportive of me, and they like make sure that like in no way am I going to be exploited or hurt or anything. Peter, my goodness.
Oh man, where we go? He's trying to do a suplex on me. Let me just double check if we have any questions out there. Okay, so have you ever thought about future in the industry will with the rise of VR and AR, so virtual reality and augmented reality?
I would love to get into that. If there's any way if OnlyFans will adapt to doing
I'm
VR.
Sure. I'm sure.
I'd love that.
Probably
I love
on
VR.
the horizon in the next year, probably.
I'm game. I will follow any programs or any platforms that are into that. I love it.
What do you like? What kind of content do you consume to like, for porn? Like what do you
like
into?
Myself personally?
Yeah.
Gangbangs.
Yeah, gangbangs, really? Word.
Yep.
I'm with
and
that.
Cream pies.
Yeah, cream pies.
Yeah, I'm a
fan.
I'm very just so kinky. It's like I just yep, that's what I like. That's what gets me off. And my fans know that. I talk about it a lot. I'll do videos where I watch my porn and I like do that. Yeah.
Do you ever do like commentary, like when you're watching something, like, oh, that's pretty good angle right there, like kind of thing? You ever do anything
Sometimes I'll be
that?
like, oh, this is like not good enough, or oh yeah, that's hot. Like
like I'm thinking like with the games, they do like let's play videos.
I should do that where I just like kind of sit there and watch it.
Yeah,
I've never done that yet.
I think that would be a creative idea. For sure. Okay, so there's another one here. So follow-up question: do you have any advice to create an OnlyFans following anonymously? So I guess the difference between I think what you're doing and that question, and correct me if I'm wrong, my friend, but you're doing something with pseudonymity, right?
There.
You have a pseudonym.
I do. And my face is out there, and there is creators who don't show their face
for sure.
But they won't show it on their page. But then if you buy their content, their face will be in it. Yeah. So that's another thing, and that's also a good thing because then people are like curious, and so they'll buy just to see your face.
Yeah.
But then there's people who don't even show their face even in the videos. Like you're in control. That's the thing. Like if you don't want to show your face, don't show your face. If you have tattoos, there's makeup that can cover that.
Oh yeah.
Like it's.
I didn't even think about that.
You can promote on Reddit. You don't have to show your face or anything. You can promote on other girls' pages. But just don't show your face, I guess, if you're really concerned. But also, if you're like that concerned,
maybe it's not for you.
You probably shouldn't do it. Like,
you're just that hot. Like, oh, I need to show at least the boobs and the butt.
Right.
Like, I'll make at least $100.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Do you have any like advice? Like, if you were gonna go about it that way, how would you do it?
If I was like not gonna show my face.
Yeah, like how would you start from the ground up?
There are girls that I follow who like don't show their face at all, and they do very well, but they have other features that are like
pretty neat.
My face is my like thing.
Yeah.
But they just you gotta promote. You gotta know where to promote. You gotta know like what sells, what people want to see. It's a lot of work. It's not just like posting yourself naked and thinking all of a sudden everyone's going to flock to it. It's not like that. There's millions of girls on there and you have to have something that sets you apart that makes somebody want to click on your page and then stay.
So you're saying like posting stuff on like Reddit and like different platforms, like
that's kind of where I started.
Yeah. Where's some good places to post content that
Twitter.
You'll get? Twitter.
I don't have a Twitter. I don't do Twitter. I probably will eventually.
Yeah.
I didn't before because I had a full-time job. Now I don't. This is my full-time job, so I can do whatever I want. But Twitter, I think they said like 50 or 60% of traffic comes from Twitter. So if you can start like a Twitter account.
That's crazy. 50 to 60%.
Yeah, it's like a huge traffic from Twitter to OnlyFans. So if you start a Twitter and you kind of start navigating on there and like tagging OnlyFans and following other OnlyFans people, and then you guys can like, build your people on there. Like that's a good place to start. And Reddit, there's subreddits. It's like OnlyFans girls or whatever.
I get it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you go on Reddit a lot?
I post on Reddit every once in a while. Now I kind of promote on other girls' pages.
Oh, really? So you can do that.
You can find girls that have like a really high following, and you got to be careful because there's girls who like fake their accounts. You got to know, you got to be in. And
I wonder, like, I imagine people could get like catfished. Like,
oh yeah. And that happens on there a lot. There's a lot of girls. You'll be like, oh wow, she's really pretty. Click on her account. She has like 12 likes, and you're like, oh, this is not her. This is really not the girl that is.
Yeah.
But you can kind of tell real quick. Like, who's real and who's not. It's
like, I think that's a pretty easy thing to do, like on the internet. Like if someone tries to do a lazy clone account, it's so easy to
just be like, hey, send me a video of you saying my name.
Yeah,
I can do that real easy. Like, tip me first and I'll do it.
Tip me first. Yeah, for sure. That's funny. What are the weirdest requests you've gotten?
I've got really weird requests.
I want to know, like, give me like 3.
Okay.
That you're comfortable sharing.
Okay. There's a lot of like bodily fluids.
Interesting.
So, like,
okay.
Pee
they want to see you poop on the camera.
Yes. That's been a request. I have, and like really a lot of like daddy fetish. So I'm like, I tie into like I like to be spoiled. I like to have like sugar daddy type of thing. So there's a lot of like, I say daddy a lot and stuff like that. Stepbrother type films.
That's really popular right now.
That is really popular. But I'd say the weirdest would be anything with bodily fluids. It's kind of like
the weirdest stuff.
The weirdest. I'm okay with peeing, but like
you
never know.
Yeah. How much do you charge for like a special request normally?
If it's like a suit like that, you're gonna pay at least like $80 for like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Of something. But normally it all depends. If you're on my free page, it's higher. If you're on my premium page, it's lower.
That's interesting. So can you describe a little bit about that? Because I actually have never used OnlyFans. Like I'm curious how the platform works from the free side to the premium side.
So my premium page, I'm on there the most. I just on my free page, I'm on there just posting my videos, which is at top dollar. You have to pay a higher price for it. And you get no nudity on my page. You had to buy content to see nudity. Mm-hmm. My premium page, full nudity. My content is not censored, and it's cheaper price. And then I have a VIP option where they can get all my content for free each month. So my free page. So what was the question?
I was just saying like, no, it's all good.
Bring me back.
Yeah, no. I was just asking like, what's the difference between like the premium and the free option? So you're literally describing it perfectly. Yeah,
my free is like a teaser. It's like, this is what you could be getting, but you get way more on my premium page. So
if you really want to see like,
and if you want to have a conversation with me and you want to have more of me, you're gonna pay the premium price, which they usually do. The ones that like are really loyal, they're on there.
Yeah,
I love my premium pages.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good fans out there for sure.
Yeah, I do. Great fans.
So, can you tell me a little bit about like what's your opinion on a lot of these like movements, like the MGTOW, men going their own way thing? Like, do you like it's like guys that are like trying to be celibate and like remove themselves from like the modern like meta of like how girls are kind of using the internet for attention and things like that. Like, is that a thing? It is, yeah. I didn't know if you knew about that. So
they're trying to be celibate, like in what way?
Not like almost, I'm not too, like, it's like red pill, blue pill kind of stuff. I didn't know, like, it just seems like something that would be like on your radar. I didn't know if you had it.
I never heard of that, but I mean, to each their own. If it's like, I don't know, first of all, like women should be able to do this and do it freely and take control of it. And if that pisses men off, fuck you. I don't care. Great. Good. Great. Because I've lived my entire life being told that you're too sexy. You got to hide this. You got to hide that. You can't do this. You can't do that. But then being like catcalled and like,
you're just getting like
that mixture
hypocrisy
of
almost,
and guys always want to watch porn for free but then yell at a girl for doing
being
it.
a porn star.
Fuck them. There's a lot of men who are what's the word, like cool, like really like feminist or not feminist but like allies. There's a lot of men allies, and I've met that. And anyone else, I kind of zone them out.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think keeping your eye on your support network definitely helps you understand where your future is too, you know. If you're listening to the critics all the time, you know, it's only just going to batter you down. I've known that through so many endeavors.
In this
like,
field, men who they want, I don't know what their deal is. Like they'll say like just mean things, but they don't tip or pay. And I'm like, I don't care what you say. Block.
Fuck
like,
you,
this is my job. It's fun. And if you can't come on here and see that it's fun and it's, you know, we can have this connection with each other, then don't come on OnlyFans and don't spend your money on these girls if that's not what you're into. Like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
If you want to be celibate, be celibate. If you don't want to watch porn, don't watch porn. If you want to, there's places to go and watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
No, that's definitely very sensible. I think a lot of the people that have like these global opinions about how things should be have really limited understandings of how like the world works.
But like you don't have to. Nobody has to fit into a box.
Yeah.
Like you don't like. If you don't like it, then don't go on it.
Yeah.
And don't watch it. What does it matter to you if you're not watching it and you're not paying into it? Why does it bother you?
Yeah.
If it bothers you, that's your problem, not mine.
The thing that you said in the very beginning, in the other clip now that you can't rewind into until I edit it, is when you said how this you have control over this, and it really allows you to be obvious in the identification that this is something that you condone and have all the control over, versus like some of the porn out there that is questionable. You know,
you don't know if that. You know, you can watch porn and be like, was she consenting to this? Was this something that you don't know? If you go onto this and you go onto my page, you know, everything I'm putting out. And it's because I want to put it out there. And that's what I like about OnlyFans and stuff. Plus, that girl is getting all the money. 20% to OnlyFans, but whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
I was going to ask about the cut.
You go into Pornhub, you that girl's not getting paid for you to view that. And like, you don't know what happened to her, or like, I don't know. That's why I like these kind of platforms.
Yeah.
There's no middleman besides OnlyFans, of course. But other than
just
that,
the platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's obviously like from you that like, it's almost like the farmer right to the grocery market.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, it's not like going to some weird factory farm
Yeah.
butcher situation where they're abused and stuff like that.
Exactly.
We have a bunch of questions from this guy. So do you have any advice for male OnlyFans creators?
I get asked this a lot. There's a lot of men who've been wanting to start OnlyFans, and from what I've seen, men only really do okay. You have to be okay with like catering to gay men.
Yeah.
Like if you're not okay with that, you don't have to be gay to do it. There's straight guys who are okay with catering to gay men. They want to make the money, whatever. But very limited female buyers. You're not gonna get like a lot of female buyers. Yeah,
just females in the market are not.
That's why I say
prominent.
like couples do better if it's a couple account, and then like I've seen a lot of couples, they have their account, and then the male will have his own account, and then the female will have her own account, and then together they have their, and then that kind of is okay. But I don't know about. I can't really tell you other than that. If you're okay with like, you know, catering to gay men, then do it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. I think I know a guy who is gay and is very popular on his OnlyFans. He's actually one of the first people I talked to.
Hell yeah.
And like he like lifts weights and stuff.
I'm just saying, men are more
they're the ones that need
content.
to jerk off.
Yeah, it's like
identify your audience here. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the cut is? Like, you think it's like 10% girls to like 90% guys on OnlyFans as the consumers? Yeah. You think that's
and if girls are buying the content, it's. I mean, there are some couples, like I'll get couples on there who like to watch my content and like want like customs where, you know, I'm catering to both of them kind of. So that's kind of like a thing, but it's not a high percentage that it's huge. I definitely majority men. Mine is like 98%. There's probably like 2 females that like buy my content, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's crazy. 98 to 2, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, cool. So, things that you, what are some things that you've seen, or wait, let me read this whole thing before I say this. Okay, so things you've seen that seem more successful, or things you aren't seeing that there should be more of, that you think there's like demand for.
I really hate the contests. So right now, like on OnlyFans, it's like this. It's a stupid thing. It kind of got started like maybe a little less than a year ago, and it's just saturated the whole thing, and it's just creators doing contests with other creators, and they compete, and then they
like who can take the
vote.
biggest dildo kind of thing?
No, it's like best ass, best tits, whatever, and then you win this thing, and it's just like constantly all over it. And I've stopped doing them because it's like it's really dumb. It's really stupid. So I think like we need to do away with that. I see a lot of creators who are trying to take money from other creators, and that's not okay. Like, you know, they want creators to buy their promotions, and they like overcharge to promote on their page or overcharge to join these contests. And so they're making money off the other female creators on there, when it's like, no, they're like, this is their business. Why are you basically like,
poaching?
Yeah.
Almost,
it's like, I want to see more content. I like the content. I like doing what I do. And I think that like keeping it fresh and keeping it what it is, not taking from the other creators who are trying to make a living and taking from them to, it's kind of like a pyramid scheme. I see a lot on there.
That's crazy to even see how people could like conceptualize that, almost like the NFT thing, like you know what I mean?
So
like,
I kind of
it's a way to
steer
scam anything.
clear from that, and because I don't want to like make my money off of other creators.
Yeah,
I want to be like having fun and doing, you know, putting stuff out there that people want to buy, not trying to tell a girl, oh, you'll be more successful if you buy my promotions or pay into my contests. It's so stupid. It's dumb.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, so one person actually puts the contest together, and then
like
all these girls
have
are
to
on
pay
it,
to go in,
but it's on my channel, so I'm actually getting. I see
and
what
then
you're saying.
they
I didn't know if it was like a collaborative
they
thing that
kind
they
of like
did.
cheat, and then you see a lot of fights, and I stay out of it. I'm like,
for sure.
I'm posting my content. This is about like me and my fans, and I'm focusing on my fans. I'm not focusing on like these poor other creators and trying to like make money off them. It's not. I want it to be fun. I want it to be, you know, I don't know. So I see that a lot on OnlyFans, and I think that's kind of like ruining it a little bit at times, but I just stay away from it and keep it classy, keep it unique. And
Keep it about like the creativity
and the creator. Not about,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What's like the craziest thing you've seen on someone else's channel there?
The craziest thing I've seen, I've got to think about that.
Yeah, take your time.
I mean, I've done my personally crazy things. I don't know. Like, you see some weird shit. I don't know. Like, what? Like, weird toys and weird, like, orgies and, like...
You ever see some, like, furries? Like, the furry
I've never
costumes?
saw a furry, no. But I would love... I'm sure that's huge on there.
I'm sure it is,
I'm sure you can find that on there. I feel like I'm kind of just like my page is more of a like small town girl next door type of, but she's into like weird kinky stuff. So like the girls I follow are more like what I do. Mm-hmm. So I don't really like see too much crazy shit like that. But I don't know. There's some weird shit on there. You can definitely find some weird shit if you're looking for it.
Is there a lot of content that you're aware of where it's a lot of like number 2 stuff with poop?
You're not allowed to say poop on OnlyFans.
Really?
You're not allowed to post it. They'll delete it. So
really?
You have to like, you can't even use the poop emoji. So it's gotta be crazy, you gotta be creative about it, and it's not gonna be posted on anyone's wall. Or it'll be taken down. Their page will be shut down.
Yeah, better be behind a pretty big paywall.
Yeah.
I get it. That's interesting stuff.
There is a lot of censorship like that. You can't you can't even say like menstruating or anything like that, or period or poop or pee. You can't say the word young. You can't say,
really? Yeah. You can't say like teen or anything like that. Yeah, you get blacklisted and stuff.
It won't even let you say stuff like that. Yeah.
It won't even let the post go.
Right. You can't say the word meet, like meet up. You can't say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's probably
for the better.
For the better. Yeah. I'm a very big freedom of speech advocate, but at the same time, I understand.
You gotta be careful.
You gotta these platforms are so young.
I think is stupid because it's like, well, they're consenting to it, but I can understand like underage type stuff. But like,
100%.
But there's some things I'm like, I can't say that. Like,
come on,
why is period not on there? Like, that's so stupid.
For real, gotta keep it clean. Oh man. So I'm curious, do you have any ideas like for the future, like maybe something that you can like tease everyone, like is there something coming up that you're like building up, like another one of these like build your own sex adventure kind of things?
Well, that's going on right now. Is my choose your own adventure is going on right now. People can still vote on what's going to happen next.
Okay, so if you get involved right now 50% off.
Yep,
like,
you
go
can
get
choose
involved.
what happens next to Sister Peach.
Yeah.
I'm always doing stuff. I'm always doing raffles. I'm always doing like right now I have the Bachelorette going on, so that's done. Like the people that are in it, but like I'll have stuff like that constantly going on. Always. There's always something new and fresh, and like I said, I'm spontaneous, so I don't really think too far ahead. It's like I get this idea,
you get inspired now. This is what's going on.
This is what's happening.
So how many hours a week do you spend creating content and kind of curating and managing your channel and stuff?
Yeah, so, well, and also I do sexting and video calls,
Okay.
which is like that's a lot of like the income too. So if somebody wants to look into OnlyFans and they want to make money, like that's what you do. So I have to like find the fine line between I want to make my content for the people who buy content and then be available in DMs for the people who want to chat and want to do video calls, and then, find the time to do live shows and stuff like that. So it's a lot of time, and then make sure that when I'm
so it's
with
kind
my
of
son,
almost 24/7. Yeah,
it is. I find that like while my son's at school, like I work, and then when he's home, I'm off. I'm with him, and then the days where he's with his dad, I'm doing live shows. I'm doing like it's constant. You have to be on there constant. If you're off a day, you realize. You find that in your
gone,
you have to be on it all the time, which can be really tricky sometimes. So if you're smart and you'll like make content ahead of time, I don't do that. I do it and then I post it.
Yeah. How much do you think it took? Like, how much did you don't have to be specific with your numbers, but I'm curious, like how much growth did you have to see before you started saying like, oh, I don't have to work a full-time job and this could totally be my thing?
I realized that really early on.
Oh, really?
Because of how, like, I don't know why. I just, like, blew up, like, for me, enough to where I was like, oh, shit, I could actually, like, do this full time. But I really enjoyed what I was doing on the side, like, my full-time gig. And then, I realized it pretty early on. Yeah. I saw it's been pretty steady growth since the beginning. And I'm like, okay, like this.
What's the most you've ever made in like a week span?
A week?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know that like my biggest month was.
Oh, it's like in months. I didn't realize.
Was like probably close to 8,000. And I've been only doing it for a year. So like that's like really good. Most girls don't like. When you look at how other creators are on there, like a year, you're lucky if you're in like the top 20%, which is maybe like a couple hundred a month. So
that's crazy to think about that. So you think where do you think, as far as the creators on the platform, where do you think you stand in the percentile of like?
I'm in like, I range from my best percentage month was 1%.
You were in the top 1% of creators. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I kind of teeter
that's awesome,
in there. So which is really good. I'd love to be in 0.5%.
Yeah, right.
Once I get there, then we're golden. Yeah, we're good. I'm nowhere near rich, but I'm working on it.
You're comfortable. Yeah, comfortable. Yeah, for sure. What do you have, like, as far as ideas for, like, what to do with this money? Like, do you have plans on maybe, like, investing in something for the future?
Oh, I want multiple modes of income. This cannot be my only thing of income. I have so many different things. So, I want to start an Etsy shop. That's been one of my things. Nice. I want to create little tops and cute, like, outfits, like crochet and sewing. Nice. I have a little sewing machine over there that I'm going to start doing that. And I can incorporate that. I can make my own outfits. Maybe some other creators will want to buy it and stuff.
I think that's definitely a big thing. I've seen where like cosplayers just at like Anime Central and like Comic-Con, where you have people that collaborate with each other and buy each other's content.
So I would love to get into that. I really wanted to get into like buying and selling real estate. And fixing up houses. So
flipping houses.
That's probably in the, like another 2 years. And I have people who want to get in on that with me. So there's definitely things like I also want to do Twitch. I do want to do Twitch. And not just sit in a hot tub and whatever. Like I want to play games. I enjoy
what do you think is a good game for you to play like on Twitch? Like what would you play?
I would play old school games.
You go like retro games?
Crash Bandicoot,
Oh, yeah. Nice,
Frogger.
nice.
I don't know.
Oh, Frogger.
Sims.
Dang,
Like
yeah.
I'd be that weird girl just playing like the old school Nintendo and Sega games.
What's the craziest thing you'd ever did in The Sims? I used to like build stuff around the pool and have my people just swimming in it infinitely.
Yeah,
Like,
I would do some weird shit like that. Did you ever play Roller Coaster Tycoon?
no, but I had a friend that was really into
That
it,
was
so I know the
I
game.
would always just like make it so the roller coaster would just like
Fly
off and
off.
they just like die, and I would like name my little Sims on there. Yeah,
That's
I love
funny.
those games. I would do that on Twitch.
Yeah, that's funny. I'll just make sure there's anything else. Okay, so what do you do for yourself as far as mental and self-care as to keep yourself from getting burned out?
That's really important. It's like super important to take care of your mental health.
For sure.
And that's like a huge thing for me is I'm very open about my mental health, and like because I have borderline personality disorder and a lot of anxiety and stuff like that. So I keep up on my medications. That's like huge. 2, I have my support system. 3, I make sure that like I take time off every day. You got to have time where you're not on DMs, you're not checking it, you're with your loved ones. You know, when my son's here, I'm playing with him, I'm engaged, and taking warm baths and yoga and working out and just finding that balance, you know. And
I think yoga is great, like with the like meditation and stuff.
And
What do you do
being
for
aware.
working out too?
I work out here. I watch this girl on YouTube. Her name's Mad Fit, and I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of more like a high intensity, almost like CrossFit type of workout.
For
So
sure. That's
I
really
like that.
popular right now.
I got off. I was like really lazy over the winter, which happens, but now I got back into it. So yeah.
I know like some of the most stressful times in my life, like whether it was, you know, X, Y, or Z, like getting out of a relationship, whatever it might have been, that kind of made me in a stupor. Like training always helped my mood.
It really
up,
does.
You know what I mean?
Gets those endorphins going, gets your heart race going, and then you just feel like you accomplished something, and you can kind of
Cleans
relax.
the system
then,
out.
It
It like forces you to relax your beat. Like,
it does, which is good about that's what I do, and just being in tune with yourself. Like, okay, I'm starting to feel burnt out. I need a break.
Yeah. So we have another question here. What makes someone a good fan or a bad fan? Like, what are some like nightmare fans versus like a good fan?
So my good fans, one, of course, buying content and they tip, but not just that. They give me a lot of like moral support. Oh, that was great. Like, I love that. And they just like encourage me to keep going. And they're always like liking my stuff. If they can't tip or whatever, they're liking all my content, and they're just reiterating that I'm doing a good job, and they're, you know, they talk to me every day. Good morning. And we talk, and it's like, you know, they become my friends.
Yeah.
I don't know about bad fans. If they're a fan, they're good. But just anybody who's just not supportive, or they want like free stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Think that's like the biggest like shitheads that like you see floating around?
Or they like unsolicited dick pics and stuff. I'm like, no, okay, you have to be either VIP or you tip if you want me to respond to that.
So you're telling me if I send a dick pic to you, you don't want to see it? What?
That's correct, unless you tip or you're VIP. That is right. And then I get called a bitch, and I'm like, whatever. Like,
you ever do dick reviews like for your
all the
fans?
time.
That's crazy.
cock rates.
Cock rates.
I do written, voice, or video responses.
That's funny, man.
And I love doing that. That's great.
That sounds awesome.
And my thing is like, I am so brutally honest. So like, be prepared if you want me.
You got an ugly dick, she's gonna let you know.
I'm gonna let you know, and I will try to be nice about it. Unless some people like the humiliation. And I let like tell me if that's what you want. Then
they get off on that.
I can be an asshole if you want me to be. Like, but I will be honest. If it's a 5, it's a 5.
All right. And we got another question here. Do you have a favorite toy that you use in your content?
Yes. Any kind of like rabbit toys or.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Clit suckers. Right now I have this one. It looks like a rose, and it's like I just got that. So that is good. I have fuck machines. Oh, can I say that?
Yeah. Whatever.
So I have a couple machines. I have so many toys. That's like ridiculous. Yeah. I would say my rabbit toys are my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the best.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I've never played with one myself, but I imagine they're pretty cool.
They're amazing.
That's awesome. So I'm curious about like some of the yoga and stuff that you're talking about. Like How do you go about that in like your routine? Like for me personally, like an ideal week for me, I'm training at least like 5 times a week. And that's like, obviously like I have my own fitness goals, but also like mentally, like you were saying, to your point, you hit it right on the nose. Like the endorphins and things you get from that are huge, and it kind of keeps you motivated. And it's the reason I stayed in my corporate job for so long.
Right.
You
Well, like I said, I kind of fell off for a little over the winter. I had COVID, and then I was just like, I stopped, but I got back into it. And so right now what I do is I wake up, I get my son on the bus, I go for a walk with my mommy, and then I come back and I do a 30-minute Mad Fit video, and she's pretty high intense. Actually, I bailed on you yesterday because I did such a workout, like that was like way too hard with like my dumbbells, and it was nonstop for 30 minutes that I was in so much pain.
Yeah, you were just like, I'm done.
I couldn't move. I literally was like in so much pain, but I try to do it in the mornings. I like to like get up, and because otherwise I'll go back to sleep and I'll just like
be a bum.
Yeah.
No, I've definitely.
I like to do that before I start my day. I think is like the best time to like get into it, and then I feel good. I feel like ready for the day, more clear headed, and take my vitamins.
Yeah.
I just started getting back on that kick because summer's coming up. I want to be summer ready, and also like mentally, it just is better for you.
Yeah. That's cool. Do you ever see anyone with any like weird kinks? Like, what's the weirdest kink you've seen like from your content, like consumers?
I have a lot of like subs, so they are submissive. I am their dom, so I am the one who like I tell them like what they can do, what they can't do. They have to cater to me. I love that. I am more of a submissive person, but now I'm actually a switch. So
so you can
called
do
a
both.
switch. I do both. So like that's a huge thing right now. I have a couple of them. And yeah, a lot of like the daddy fetish is like a huge thing. Feet. I have some feet fetish.
They pay you exclusively for your feet?
Yep.
Anyone ever buy your socks?
Yes.
No way.
Yep. I have sold some socks. Usually it's undies, but I have sold socks before.
Were they cool socks? Like, what they?
I had like neat, like up to here,
yeah.
and then you make a little video in it for them so they can see that you had it on. Or they'll want you to wear it like all day for like 24 hours, so it's like nice and stinky.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, for real. I've heard from the other OnlyFans girl I've talked to. Like she said, what she does is she'll like spray panties with like a perfume and stuff because she doesn't like to do the thing where she wears it all day kind of thing.
Yeah, but they want to
smell it.
They want to smell it, so I don't do that. If they want it and I wear it all day, and then I make the video that they want in it and get it nice and juicy, and they buy it. That's what they want.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth the money, right?
Yep.
I'll take it. Yeah, that's good stuff. It's a good way to like keep making sure you get new underwear. Like
yes.
I still have some underwear from college that has holes in it. You know what I mean? I wish someone would buy those for me.
Well, they usually buy it off my Amazon wish list.
Oh,
because
okay.
They'll have a specific kind in mind. Oh, I want you to wear these ones. Okay, well then here's my wish list.
Yeah, I get it. So like, what do they generally like? Like thongs or like lace underwear kind of things?
Thongs and undies. Yeah, it all depends on their personal preference.
Yeah. You ever have a guy like want to wear your booty shorts or something?
No, never. I did have a guy who liked to dress up in female clothes and would pay me to watch like
him and
yeah.
like review like, yo, you like this outfit, like kind of thing.
Okay, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it.
What's the weirdest like request you've ever had someone like ask you to watch them do something?
Probably that. It was a guy who he was like really into wedgies.
Wedgies?
Yeah. So he would like pay me to watch him like give himself these major wedgies.
Like he'd give himself an atomic wedgie over the head thing?
Yeah, and like
that's
thongs
crazy.
and like women thongs.
He ever rip it? Jeez.
Yeah.
All the time, I imagine.
I'm like, okay, I'll watch this and
Damn.
talk to you about it, I guess.
Yeah. Do you have any good stories of like your journey like that you can share?
I just have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
Really. And it's made me and my friend really, really closer. And we just like we have so much fun coming up with these ideas, and just the people I've met and the confidence that it's given me and the independence that I've been able to have. Like, I don't know. It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun and creative and weird. Like I said, I dressed as a cow before and like mooed around in my friend's lawn and like just did weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, weird shit. But
it's just fun, right?
It's fun. It's fun.
I'm getting paid to do it. Like, I would, if I could get paid to do jujitsu, I would just do that. Right. I'm just choking people all day. Right. You know what I mean?
And it's just not something I ever expected for me to be doing. but I'm pleasantly surprised that it
works out.
that it worked out, because
Yeah.
it was like for so long, like I said, it was like shamed, like, oh, you have to be shamed for this, and now I'm like, oh well.
I think it's almost because of these things becoming really popular platforms and things like this, even on Twitter, right? It's becoming more mainstream, so it's more less
then
taboo.
At some point, then it's gonna become, like you were saying, those people who want to be celibate. Then it's gonna become mainstream to like not watch porn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's gonna come full circle.
I'll just video me like praying or something.
It's like I want the Nurse Peach or whatever, or the Nun Peach again.
Yeah.
That's crazy stuff, man. We got another question here. Would you agree that personality trumps sexuality on OnlyFans?
You have to have the personality, I think. Yeah.
Like in the top 1%.
I think
of
that
creators.
you got to have both.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be both. Like, you can have the sexuality part, and that'll bring somebody in. But if there's no personality, at some point you're not going to keep them involved. They're going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And if all you have is personality, but you're not good with the sexuality stuff, then it's like you got to have best of both worlds, I guess, when it comes to that. Yeah,
that makes sense. Do you have like, I'm curious about like how you recommend somebody do like I know we kind of touched on it before, but like because you have your manager and you have a very tight bond there, how can you recommend someone else build a really strong network of people that they're not going to be concerned that they're going to like dox them and like share their real information? Like how can you vet that?
Trust. Yeah. I mean, I got really lucky with her. Mm-hmm. I mean, she is more family than a friend. The girl who helps me, my manager. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can do it on your own for a while, but if you get to a point where you need the help, it's got to be someone who you really, really, really trust. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah.
What are some things that you personally do to vet someone's trust?
Well, she's the only person who like really helps me with it.
Yeah.
And
you've known her like for your almost like most of your adult
kids.
Life.
Yeah. Like, so I just know she's got my best interests at heart. She's always gonna make sure that I'm okay. She's like,
and you obviously pay her as well.
I pay her. Yeah.
That's good stuff. Yeah. I'm curious, like, it's interesting to think about.
Don't share your password with people you don't trust. Yeah. And even if you do trust them, do you really trust them?
Yeah. Do they need the password?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there's a lot of ways around that kind of things. I could advise on that all day. Actually, I think it's really important that people have like a separation of duties too, and like like this is your place, this is what you do. Like, try not to overstep.
Yeah, and that's kind of what she does. She's just great with it. She knows, she keeps me in check. She makes sure that because I'm all over the place sometimes, and she's very she's got things in order. She likes her like schedules and stuff like that, and I'm not like that. So we balance each other out really, really well. Yeah. So I think honestly, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even have done as well. She keeps me like, we got to get this done today. Like, we got to do this. And so. Yeah, that's good. I think it's important to have like someone to keep you on point too. Because like I could imagine like just having a lot of money and just kind of like getting distracted, you know, it's like the rock star lifestyle, you know. She makes sure I put money in savings. Like she's great. Yeah. She's probably watching. You have any cryptocurrency? No, I don't, but I should get into that. I know. It's a good time to. We're in a dip right now. I have people telling me all the time, get into it. And I'm like, ugh, okay. It just feels like gambling to me, but like. I think, especially with like the war stuff going on right now, it's pretty, you know, it's almost. There's a way to gamble with it, but if you're doing long-term investing, if you get in now, it's like we're in a dip right now. Like it seems like I could show you a chart like at another time, but you can see these things. Yeah, I'm gonna get into it. Yeah, okay. You can see the rise. I think this summer we're gonna see a little. Well, I think again. That like we're not even gonna have dollars anymore. It's gonna be all. I wonder, like, by the time we die, if that's what we're gonna see. I don't think money as we know it is gonna be the same. It's gonna be all virtual and all like, digital. Yeah, digital assets. Yeah. So we have another couple questions here. Do most fans seem to be rich
/ decently well off?
No, I have no.
No, definitely
It's a mixture.
Yeah.
So there's some who you know that they have money and they're okay with spending it on you, and then there's some who are just open. Like, it's a rough week for me this week and I don't have the money to support you, and I'm like, that's totally fine. Like, you can support me with likes, just like my content, like my posts, like that's fine. But like, and I always appreciate it. I don't want anyone going broke over me either.
Yeah.
I'm not there to just grab your money, take your money and blah. Like, I like building that relationship with them, and like, I understand what it's like to not have money, and I don't want you spending your grocery money or gas money on me. Do not do that.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Like, don't do that. Take care of yourself first, and then like,
then
this is a pleasure pleasure thing. You know, this is something on the side, and if you have the money to put towards me, great. If you don't, there's other ways to support me. Don't have like, you know, so
100%.
And I let them know that. Like, and I think my fans know that about me too. It's like, oh, she's not gonna just stop talking to me because I don't have the money to give her this week. Like, I don't care. Like, take care of yourself first. You know.
Yeah. Did you do anything to avoid like pirating your content? Like, I know I've seen that, like people like taking your content and like posting it on like Photo Bucket or something.
Yeah, so like I have a thing on there that it's like illegal to do that. It's illegal to screenshot my stuff, but of course people can still do that.
Yeah, they're still gonna do it. Of course they can.
Yeah. And if I would ever see it on any other platform, then I would take legal action. I haven't yet. But I make it known as soon as you subscribe that is illegal to do that, and I will take legal action if that happens, and we'll find out who you are, and we'll find out how to sue you.
I think like so for some of the tailored stuff, I feel like that would be easier to do. Like, let's say like you made this specific video for this specific fan,
like a custom.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You'd be like, I know this was this person.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be a lot easier to pick them out. But what about like some of your stuff that maybe it's behind just that free account paywall thing, where anyone can just go in and buy it? Like, how would you figure that out? I'm curious, like, if you have an idea.
I haven't had that issue. I've had other girls where they're like, oh, somebody's been stealing my content and I found it here or whatever. And then you have to go onto that platform that they found it on, and you have to let that person know, hey, that's me and I didn't post this. Let's find out who this person is. I mean, if you're like, if you really want to like go after somebody, you can go after them. Like, you can find out who people are. Like, you just got to be on the lookout for it, and if I see it, like, I will report it and go after you. 'Cause that's my shit. Don't take my shit.
For sure. Do you ever watermark your videos, like put like an icon in the corner kind of thing?
Onlyfans already does that for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it already says like my page, but I have done that before. Yeah.
I'm just thinking like that would be like another way to trace it down the rabbit hole.
It is already on there. With OnlyFans, they already have it on the bottom of like all your videos and pictures. It has like your name and everything like watermarked on there. So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
See, it seems like OnlyFans, like the administration behind it, seems like they have a pretty.
They're trying to keep it as safe. As
they
possible.
have it together decently. We have a bunch of questions now. Do you know how to? Whoa, this guy's grammar is a little messed up. How would you link a bank account for couples content? Is basically what he's trying to ask.
I don't know. I don't have a couples content. I guess maybe if you're a couple, you would decide.
Yeah, I imagine you would do like some kind of like
joint account and then put it there, and then
just like any other business where you're working with a business partner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I wouldn't say, somebody said it's easy money, but it's really not that easy.
Yeah.
It comes across as easy because I'm so, but like there's a ton of behind the scenes stuff where I'm like coming up with ideas. I'm filming myself editing, like like it's just not. It's nonstop.
It's not so different than YouTube where you have to.
They think
be
you
a
just
good
like have sex
creator,
and boom, it's done. And no, it's like there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just like
you got to make sure your content's good quality.
Yeah, I spend hours and hours, way more than 40 hours a week.
Like I've jerked off to some terrible porn before. Yeah, like, I know the difference. Like,
right.
So you got to make sure you have like some stuff that's worth someone paying for.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I imagine you got a lot of competition with Pornhub and stuff, like you were talking about earlier. I'm curious, do you think you have an idea of what are like the most popular body types like of girls that are on OnlyFans? Like who's more successful? Is it girls with like big butts, big boobs, pretty face kind of thing?
I think men
big feet
as a whole are so all over the place with what they like that there is any body type is gonna find
success in some way. Yeah.
There's the girls with the big fake boobs and the big fake lips and and I'm a natural, which a lot of guys like. They like to see the more natural stuff, but there's guys who like the big fake stuff. And then there's girls who are like way heavier, like the bigger girls, and that's like a thing. And then there's Black girls, Asian girls, white girls, Spanish girls, whatever. Like it's however you look is good enough.
Yeah.
You are beautiful, you're sexy, and
someone likes you for sure.
For sure.
That's good stuff. What do you think is like the most popular niche? Like, do you think you're in it with like being like a white girl with like blonde hair? I feel like that's got to be pretty popular.
I feel like it is pretty popular.
Yeah.
I like the girl next door, the girl like I guess that is a white blonde hair.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty hot. I mean, it's universally hot.
Everybody, you know, you see other girls of all different kinds of races and hairstyles. You got hippie girls. You got
for sure
tattoos.
Oh, I'm sure that's got like a very specific thing.
Yeah, and like
I wonder
older women who are like in their 60s. Like,
I wonder if there's any fans or like girls that create content where like they're getting tattooed like on their sex organs, like
maybe,
you know what I mean, like
and, like you
I
can just got my nipples pierced and I was like, I should have filmed that.
Oh, like, I know, right? It's like that would have been a quick stack right there.
They would have loved to see the pain.
That's awesome. Do you think do you think OnlyFans would have let you do that? Like when you get pierced, like there's some blood there,
anybody,
right?
Yeah, that's fine. But like whoever's piercing me, like anybody who is in the film, even if it's just your hand or something, they need to have a verified page, meaning they have to have their ID on there. Like they have to be verified by OnlyFans, like they are of age, they're whatever, you know.
That is different.
If you go to like a tattoo shop, the person doing that would have to have an OnlyFans page that I can tag them, because otherwise it's taken down.
Yeah.
And that's just to make sure everybody is of age and they consented to the stuff that you put on there. You can't just film, a guy can't just film himself having sex with a girl and then not tag that girl and she has no idea that she was filmed. Like that's a good way of making sure, or vice versa. Yeah. Making sure that everybody is consenting to being filmed and wanting that out there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty. So it seems like the like account creation process is pretty involved. Like they make you put your actual ID and stuff on there.
Yeah, I mean only they see that. You have to take a picture with your ID. You have to send in a picture of your ID in the back. It
gets verified
to get verified. Yeah,
it's like a lot of like stock brokerage accounts are like similar with that. Like you need to have like an actual bank account with an actual like United States ID of some sort. Yeah, that's interesting. I did not realize that, and that's just another like good check, like for the balance thing.
Yep.
I've definitely I have some thoughts about the OnlyFans administration there. They give a shit about their platform quite a bit there. So we've probably been going for at least an hour. Almost 3 o'clock right now. So we've probably been going since like 1:15ish. So no rush if we want to go anything else. So if anyone else has any questions for Peach, let us know and we'll get to them. But I'm kind of curious to like open the floor. Do you have anything like you're curious about, like with the podcast end of things? Like I know like you said that this is your
like,
first time ever doing this.
I would love to do something like this myself. Like have a little podcast. Like how did you even get started into, and what is that?
Yeah, great. So you guys can't see this, but I have my mixer on the floor. So this is like an audio interface and a mixer. It has actually battery powered, but I didn't put batteries in it. Otherwise, we could have covered that entire part where like the podcast glitched there. But I don't have batteries in it because I'm an idiot. But that's what that does. It collects the audio.
You're human.
Yeah, exactly. We are all mortal. And then I just have it going to my laptop, and then obviously I have my camera there with a video capture card. I can kind of let you touch stuff after the show, and we can get into it. Okay. But yeah, the podcast is a pretty cool thing to do. I think if people want to hear what you have to say, I would at least create like a small chapter thing where you kind of have it available. And you just do this right on YouTube. Yep. And I have it currently on YouTube only because I'm trying to get verified on YouTube as like like I want to qualify for ads before I
Right.
move on to the next thing. So that's kind of where my head's at with that right now. And then I'm going to start putting it on things like Spotify and other podcast
Sweet.
sites. So I'm kind of going like one step at a time. Like I know a lot of people just blast their content everywhere.
Right.
It allows them to have more growth. But for me, I've always liked YouTube, even though it's a crazily oversaturated platform as well. And I'm competing with like a billion people on this thing. But I think my content is pretty unique in the fact that like I'll come to your house and do a
this is
podcast
cool,
here, you
yeah.
know? So I think that brings value.
You're very
in a
good
different
at
way.
what you do.
Oh, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I feel
Thank
comfortable. It's good. Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Because I'm like super homebody. I'm very reserved, and so like feeling comfortable with somebody, you have a good vibe. I think you're gonna do great. with
Cheers.
this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll have to have a drink then again.
Yeah, yes, please.
So do you have like a favorite like drink that you like? I know like
I do shots of vodka, and that is
vodka's your jam. Yeah, okay.
It is so weird, and everybody finds it so weird, but I hate alcohol.
Yeah.
I hate the taste of it. I hate sipping on drinks. I don't.
Not a beer person at all.
No, I don't eat gluten, so I stay away from
Oh,
gluten,
okay,
so I can't
okay.
have beer, and I don't like it anyways.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to drink, I'm just like, just give me a shot of vodka, let it be done and over with, and that's it. That's how I do it.
No, I feel that. I feel that. So I'm curious, like, if you want to share anything about this from like your past life here with like your old job, can you share a little bit about like your experience in your previous career?
Yeah, well, I was doing drug and alcohol for about 6 years. I worked as a recovery specialist, and I did like basically therapy with people, but I'm also like in recovery, but not. I do drink and I do smoke weed. That's it though. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it, but I enjoy this more. It's more freedom and
for
stuff
sure.
like that. But I'm still an advocate for recovery, and and I really like to focus on women and women with children and stuff like that. So
Do you think coming from like that kind of career path is like your early like thing before you got and arrived here helped you prepare for like the mental tool like tribulations?
For sure, 'cause you go through so many like classes for like I think somebody brought up burnout, because you can get burnt out, and I think I was ready to walk away from that. Not like I will always be an advocate for it, and I will always like talk about it, and you know, be there to help others who are trying to get out of that. But why is my phone going off? Yeah, it definitely helped me a lot to prepare mentally for something like this. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think you were an awesome guest. I'll definitely have you on again if you're interested. But yeah, it looks like that was all of. What's that? Tell her about you hosting tourneys, like video game tournaments. I used to host Smash Brothers tournaments. You play Smash Brothers? Yeah.
Oh my God.
You play Smash? You use Peach in Smash Brothers?
Yes.
Oh, I'll trash you in Smash
Oh my
Brothers.
God. All right. We'll see about that.
We'll see. Yeah. Oh man, I think you could do some like cool content. I think like you should do something where you play every game that has Princess Peach in it for
Everyone.
your
Yeah,
stream.
that's great.
Because that way you're kind of pointing people back to the Onlyfans with that. You know, like,
I'm gonna do
why
that.
is she playing only Peach games? It's like, because I am Peach.
Because I am Peach, bitch.
Hell yeah. Well, that was awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll leave the floor open for you to kind of let people know where they can find some of your content and everything like that. And it was really awesome having you on.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, on OnlyFans, you can go to Princess. It's PRNCS_Peach is my premium page. It's 55% off right now for the first month. Yes. And then my free page is Peach_free.
That's awesome.
On OnlyFans.
Yep. And I have all of that content under your picture right now and in the description. So if you guys want to just click on a hyperlink, go check that stuff out.
Do you have my Instagram on there too?
It should be as well. Yeah, everything's in there.
Cool.
Yep. So go follow her everywhere and take care of her. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
That was fun.
Peace.
Bye.